As you might guess, it's pasta today. You may be familiar with some of them, particularly spaghetti. Spaghetti comes in all sorts of lengths. I prefer this rather shorter one. It's more manageable for children. It also comes in two types, in white and in brown. The brown is very delicious and has a sort of nutty flavour, but I do find that it takes just a little bit longer to cook. Then to some of the other varieties, macaroni is something we've been using for years. Don't only use it for macaroni milk pudding, but it's good for all sorts of savoury dishes, and being a short length, it's easy to get on the fork. Then there are tristetti, which is right over here. Now tristetti's got this, as you might imagine, twist in it, and it swells out to about 3 times that size and takes rather longer than most of the pastas to cook. And look on the outside of the packet when you buy the pasta, because it gives the cooking instructions. I can't say 10 minutes flat for everything because it does vary according to the size. Then noodles, or as they call it in Italy, tagliatelle, which is such a pretty name. If you buy it in these little sort of nests, they hold together when you cook them, and it's easy to portion them. I usually give a couple of these nests per person. But if you're thinking of quantities of pasta to serve, if you're serving it with no green vegetable, I would serve about 3 ounces per head, and if you've got other things with it, about 1 ounce. Then you've got other interesting sort of shapes. When you put in soup, these letters go down well in our house because if you cook them, they take a very short time because they're so tiny, and the children arrange them around the edge of the plate and try and find them the right ones for their names. And then shells I like very much, but not forgetting something I like tremendously, and it was the first pasta thing that I did on Afternoon Plus, and that was lasagna. And that comes in long strips, and you can get it in brown, in white, and the green. The green is when it's got added spinach to it. And in my lasagna recipe, I layer it up with the raw pasta with the sauces and let it cook together without pre-cooking the pasta, and it makes it very quick. And the shells, I think, makes a lovely vegetable, and I'll show you how to cook it, or indeed the principle for cooking any pasta. Take the pasta and put it into boiling water, and you need plenty of boiling water. If you read Italian cookery books, you'll find that they say take literally about 12 pints to a pound of pasta. Well, most housewives don't have huge pans, so I've found that you can do it with about this size pan. I've half filled it, and that's about 4 pints for about half a pound. And I've put shells in here, and you need a good 2 teaspoonfuls of salt in the boiling water. Then drop the pasta in, give it a good stir so that it all becomes separate, and then you want to cook it until there's a slight bone in the middle. And this I think has, because I can see it's still holding its shape, and it wants to be al dente. It's just got, I'm doing that with my end of my finger, and I can feel there's a slight resistance, and that's how all pasta should be. But to the exact time, look on the packet or just use your judgment. These took just about 7 minutes. And then take them from the heat and drain them in the sink. There's 2 or 3 in the bottom there, but they're not sticking in any way. Always have a plate there, otherwise I'd be having a trail of water on the way back. Now, if I was doing this recipe and not serving it straight away, I would then run hot water or even a kettle of boiling water through this. But as I'm going to serve it straight away, I'm going to put butter in the bottom of the pan. Again, in Italy they would do it with oil, but I'd much prefer the flavour of butter. And if you want to add variety and perhaps have this as a first course, you could put garlic butter or even garlic and herbs and let that sort of bubble up, and then add the pasta to it. Give it a good shake. But you can see, as I've done this in plenty of boiling water, all the pasta shells are separate. If you're stingy with the water, they'll already begin to stick together. And then put a little bit of parsley through it, like that. It's lovely bright green. And then into the dish. They're lovely and shiny. And my family love pasta because I think I always add something interesting to it, like chopped parsley or a little bit more. Or you can add chopped fried bacon. Now that is very nice to have with a vegetable, as a vegetable, to go with something like chops that you've got a sauce with, and then you can even stir the sauce in with that, and that's very good. And now I'm going to show you cannelloni. Cannelloni are, again, pasta tubes, and there's no need to cook these pasta tubes before you fill them with a nice savoury filling. They come in various sizes, as you can see. In one box that I looked at, they were this size, and another one this size. They're quite thin and quite easy to break. Now to the filling of them. In the pan I've got some fried onion and bacon, and I added to that some chicken livers, and then when you've fried the chicken livers until they're no longer blood coming out of the middle and they're done, then you want to snip it with scissors to divide it up. If they're fresh livers, if you're using frozen livers, I find that they get a bit crumbly and they break up on their own. So, and then season it with salt and pepper and a little thyme. Now I'm lucky, I've got some nice fresh thyme, and I always think that's rather nicer than dried thyme, so that's what I'm putting in. And it's something that all through the winter doesn't seem to die back if you've got it in a fairly sheltered spot. And I've started this dish already, and what I have put in the bottom is some cheese sauce, and then I've arranged these tubes round the outside with the savoury filling. Now you can see one or two of them have begun to crack. This doesn't matter, it still saves its shape and portion, so don't worry. And take the shell, hold it quite firmly, and then it's quite a tricky job. You need a small spoon, and there you can't see, my finger at the bottom is right across the bottom of the tube, because otherwise it would go straight through and out the other end. Unfortunately, they don't make sealed one ends to make it easy for filling. And fill them right to the end, push it well down in there. I think, no, I won't get another one in. And then, having got the cheese sauce underneath, I've got the other half to put over the top. It's just a basic cheese sauce, but remember, I always add to the cheese sauce a little bit of mustard and often some nutmeg too, and it's seasoned well. And as I've put half on it already, that's just at that stage. But I kept a little cheese back to put over the top. So pour this over. Not quite over the top, because it doesn't quite stretch that far. There we are. And then the cheese over that. And if you're very busy and you perhaps want to get ahead, you do this stage in the morning if you're having it for supper in the evening, and then you could put it in the fridge and then bake it when you need it, as you do with most pasta dishes. And I've got one in the oven, so I'm going to have a swap around to the one that's been baking, and it's been baking at an oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, 190 degrees centigrade, that's number 5, and it's been about 35 minutes in the oven. Looks just about right, so I'm just swapping them over, and you get some nice and crispy brown, and I would serve that absolutely as it is, or possibly with a green salad, and I think it needs just a little bit of colour, some nice fresh parsley. Now let me give you the recipe for the cannelloni. First, for the liver mixture, you'll need 1 ounce of butter, 1 large onion that should be chopped, 8 ounces of chicken livers. If they're frozen ones, let them thaw first, 1/4 pound of streaky bacon, which should be cut up, 1/4 level teaspoon of dried thyme. If you've got fresh, use that instead, salt and pepper. I like black pepper. And 8 tubes of cannelloni. Now, if you use 8 tubes, they should be the large ones, but if you use the small ones, you'll need 12. And for the cheese sauce, you'll need 1 ounce of butter, 1 ounce of flour, 3/4 pint of milk, 1 level teaspoon of made English mustard, salt and pepper, and 3 ounces of cheddar cheese, half to put in the sauce and half to go on top. And the baking time is 375 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 190 degrees centigrade, gas number 5. And it'll take about 35 or 40 minutes, just until the pasta is tender and it's a lovely golden brown.